Should you buy a PS5? People have been asking me this question for years. Well, you probably can't because it's sold out and you probably couldn't pre-order it because that was a train wreck. But maybe next year, you'll be at Target, you're buying a bag of Cheetos and you'll see a PS5 sitting there on the shelf. Should you?
That's illegal, dude. Like, anyone who tries to fucking resell a PlayStation 5 for $25,000 needs to go to jail. Like, I want to track you down, I want to find you, I want to place you under citizen's arrest. You understand? Like, someone in my audience told me once that, like, their mother bought 3 PlayStations back in the day for PlayStation 3 just so that they could get one for him for free, basically, when it first came out for Christmas. And, like, that makes it a little bit different. And it's also like PlayStation 3 era, it wasn't as fucking it stuck with me. Like, it literally stuck with me. He wrote that in the chat and I never looked at it again, and I just like remember it, and it really fucked me up a little bit because I was shitting on scalpers. But the thing that is incredibly, aren't some of those insane bets on scalp PS5s made by bots with no intention of actually buying the item? First of all, did you know Moon thinks scalping is okay? Wait, really? I think it's terrible. I think it's a horrible excess of capitalism. Like, scalping and bots like purchasing all the PlayStation 5s absolutely is a win-win for Sony. Drive up. First of all, buy out every single PlayStation with bots. So there's no fear that, like, you might not have enough. You also artificially boost demand by people making it feel like there's just scarcity. Like, people want to buy it. Wait. Moon bought a scalp PS5, but he never said he supports it? Oh, yeah. No, I hate scalpers. It's so fucking terrible because, like, people basically just have created an entire industry. Like, are you a socialist? Why do we praise and respect people who give charitable contributions or feed the poor? But if a state-sanctioned firm or relief effort comes, it's giving people the things they don't deserve. Why does the right think that charity has to come from a source of capital to be deserved? Because they're cucks. The year is 2028. Oh. Scalping is when you fucking buy out as many PlayStations as you can so you can resell it at a higher price, knowing full well that it's going to be out of stock. It's really fucked. It's really, really fucked. Because it's basically, yeah, it's rent seeking. Like, they have capital. They have capital ahead of time. Okay? And they use that capital to purchase something in scale full well so that they can like resell it at a higher markup. They're basically taking the production of someone else, adding an additional burden as it arrives to the consumer as a middleman, artificially inflating prices. It's fucking terrible, but such is the nature of capitalism. If you like capitalism, why do you care about price gouging? That's one thing that I've never understood. Like, such is the nature of the free market, baby. Gouge the fuck out of that price, right? I mean, price gouging is all right when you're talking about medicine, but for some fucking weird reason, price gouging is only unacceptable during times of need, like Katrina or hurricanes or natural disasters and stuff. So weird. Price gouging is the most capitalist thing you can do. Rent seeking is the most capitalist thing you can do. That's unregulated capitalism, for the record. That's how it works. That's the reason why, if price gouging is okay, how does less regulation reduce prices? It doesn't. It's a lie. My two friends were trying to get a PS5. One wanted it and one wanted to resell. The one who actually wanted it got it, and it made me so happy. Yeah, it's like sneakers and like Supreme basically does the same exact shit. If you see a super high bid on eBay, it's because someone put in a low bid, switched to a burner account, and then ducks out when the auction closes, so it goes to the next highest bidder, which is also them. Oh. It's great, man. It's great that, like, you want to buy some shit. It's great that, like, any fucking time that there's, like, something that is in high demand, we now have to go through a secondary industry of people who just, like, buy out all the supply and they hold it hostage so that they themselves can get a cut out of it. It's fucking sick. Whether it be graphics cards or whether it be PlayStations. And companies know that this is how it works. And some of them, like fucking Sony, for example, obviously clearly don't care enough about it to do something about it. And the limitations are also, like, there's not much that Sony could do about it. There's something that Walmart could fucking do about it, but Walmart doesn't give a shit. Walmart doesn't give a fuck about it. They limit it to one. Okay, great. Great that, like, you're only allowed to have one, except you can't fucking deny the bots. Like, the bots are way too fucking powerful. They just, like, seize all of the fucking availabilities early on.
You get it. Eventually. First, let's talk about the most boring part.
How much you pay for your PS5? I paid, well, the person in my community, Quilio, actually asked me retail price. Like, he was going to give it to me for retail price. I still gave him more money than retail price. I'm not going to tell you how much. But I did that because it was very nice of him to do so. But he offered to me for retail price. He was just like, here, you can take it off my hands. I got two just to be safe. But then,
the PS5, the hardware. Back in the day when you jumped from the Super Nintendo to the PlayStation, that was crazy. 2D to 3D, that was a huge leap forward in technology. Then PS1 to PS2, this was not as dramatic, but it was still pretty crazy. I remember my mom got me PS2 for Christmas and I could not believe how realistic those games looked. To me, that was it. There was no way for video games to look better than Madden 2001. And to some extent, that was kinda true. The jump from PS2 to PS3 was very underwhelming. The big thing was HD resolutions, except most people didn't even own an HD television at that point. On top of this, there were already hundreds of PS2 games that looked significantly better than any of the PS3 launch titles. The jump from PS3 to PS4 was even smaller, and the jump from PS4 to PS5 is possibly the smallest yet. Look at this comparison between 1080p and 4K. Can you actually tell me which of these screenshots is in 4K? You can. Oh, you can?
The one on the left.
Because that's just a 1080p screenshot of The Witcher 3.
Oh, never mind.
You busted, boy. Check out this list of games. These are some of the best games on the PlayStation 4. And these are the games that could probably run on a PlayStation 3. Raw computation no longer equates to fancy graphics. The PS4...
Dude, that's nuts, dude. Is that a testament to the PS4's processing power, or is that how shit it is? But he's also looking off of, like, launch titles, and launch titles notoriously have no difference. But then it gets a lot better. I mean, look at this. This is a PlayStation 4 game that is significantly better than anything you could run on the PS3, right?
4 can run God of War, but how many games look like God of War? There's like 3. Cutting-edge graphics are no longer within reach of most major game studios. Halo Infinite is rumored to be the most expensive video game ever created. Then they actually showed the game off, and we started comparing it to Xbox 360 screenshots. I can't get excited about computer chips anymore, I'm sorry. What is cool about the PS5 is the controller. Haptic feedback thing. The triggers have this resistance to them, which developers can program to behave in different ways, and the rumble can do goofy stuff too, like if you shoot them.
The funny thing is that, like, I don't know how many developers are going to code that in. I was thinking about this while playing Demon's Souls. It's like, you eliminate a significant compatibility for the PC when you do that. I guess, like, or maybe you can, like, add an extra fucking button on the keyboard mouse if you do that. But, like, if it's that big of a fucking if that haptic is that big of a deal for the game, you can't place it at the forefront of the game because then there's no PC compatibility.
Machine gun. The controller's going. For $400, you are getting a pretty powerful system for the money, and hopefully one that will be supported by Sony for 6 to 7 years.
It's gonna be like fucking the DualShock sensors that you had in the earlier consoles that were just a gimmick. Like it was just a gimmick.
Concerned about the hard drive though. You're only getting about 650 gigabytes of storage, so you're gonna run out of space fast with these big ass games coming out. But let's cut the bullshit, okay? Let's talk some real talk. Games. This is the only thing that matters. You can throw numbers at me all day, but if it can't run Tekken, then why are you even talking to me right now? The PS5 has a far stronger launch lineup than the PS3 or the PS4 did. First off, you get backwards compatibility with every PS4 game except Joe's Diner, which is going to be a deal breaker for some, but it's still pretty cool, especially for people who never owned a PS4. However, no PS1 games, no PS2 games, no PS3 games. This is a major missed opportunity by Sony. If I could play every PlayStation title on one machine, I would recommend this console to everyone out there. Unfortunately, I can only recommend it to 5 people out there, 1 for each PlayStation. Sackboy's Big Adventure. From the trailer, this looked like a knockoff Mario 3D World. And after playing through the first world, yeah, this is exactly that. Except you run really slow. Even though it is a $60 game, it's probably not fair to compare this up against Mario. I would compare it more against the Crash Bandicoot 4 that came out last month, and that game had some really detailed atmospheric levels. Psychonauts 2 will come out someday, and we also have the new Ratchet & Clank game coming to PS5, so 3D platformers are coming back. There's a special version of Devil May Cry 5 for PS5 that I want to check out. This is one of the best games Capcom has ever done. Assassin's Creed is made by the people who make Assassin's Creed, so you probably don't want to play that. Demon's Souls. Now this is a weird one. For a lot of people, this is the game they'll get the PS5 for, except it's a PS3 game from 2009. The graphics look phenomenal, but from what I understand, the gameplay is fundamentally unchanged, which means all of the stuff that makes this game great is here, and all of the stupid broken ass bullshit is also here. Unlike Sackboy and Spider-Man, this is not cross-platform. It is a PS5 exclusive. Even though PS4 could definitely run this game, Sony is positioning Demon's Soul as the system-selling game for now. Call of Duty 17 Black Ops 5 Cold War is kind of similar to Demon's Souls.
Why would you laugh at someone with COVID? I don't know. If you deny it and then you catch it, it's kind of funny. Especially if you deny it from a position of power and like consistently lie to people. That makes it even more funny. Is that good? Is that a good enough answer for you? Yes, Donald Trump Jr. getting COVID is pretty funny, especially considering the fact that he literally lies about it and has probably caused upwards of 100,000 people to literally directly, personally believe that COVID is not real. I find it hilarious. I apologize if you don't have a sense of humor, my friend, but that is literally called poetic justice.
For now. Call of Duty 17 Black Ops 5 Cold War is kind of similar to Demon's Souls in that it's a 13-year-old game with new graphics. No grapple hook in this one, so it's pretty much worthless. Astro's Playroom. This one comes installed on the console. This is sort of a mini sequel to Astrobot Rescue, but instead of VR, they're showcasing what the PS5 controller can do. The game takes place inside of the PS5 itself, so there's a level where you go to the hard drive, and there's a level where you go to the fan, and there's a song playing in the background telling you what the GPU does. It's weird. It's like a playable commercial, but
it's kind of fun though. Like it was actually fun. Like I've been thinking about going back to it after Demon's Souls.
It's a very cool commercial. Your prize for doing side missions is that you get the network adapter for PS2, or you can win the stupid ass multi-tap. And there's a lot of references to all different PlayStation games. Sly Cooper's in there, Metal Gear, Ape Escape, Death Stranding, Tekken. There's like 90 different games to find. So yeah, this is probably the best tech demo ever produced. Then we got Spider-Man. Other Spider-Man is Spider-Man this time, and the other Spider-Man is the other Spider-Man from the movie. but not the good movie, the stupid movie. This is the first game most people getting a PS5 will play, and gameplay wise, you know, the feeling of being the Spider-Man is always there. I've seen a lot of people hating on this game, saying it's just a reskin or a DLC, but this is not true. This game is much, much better than the original, because if you go around the map, you can find a collectible toy of big wheels. So
Such a fucking idiot, dude. Pretty good.